The owner shouted, "Get out if you can't pay." The old man froze. Then a biker stood up. The bell above the diner door rang softly as the old man stepped inside. It was late. The kind of night where the streets felt empty, and even the lights looked tired. His coat was thin, worn at the elbows, and his hands trembled, not from cold, but from exhaustion. He hadn't eaten properly in 2 days. The diner smelled like fried food and coffee. Warm. Alive. Everything his life wasn't anymore. He hesitated at the entrance, already feeling like he didn't belong. Still, he walked in. He chose the smallest booth near the wall, away from people. His shoulders were hunched, his eyes low. When the waitress came over, he didn't look up right away. "What can I get you?" she asked, polite but distracted. He cleared his throat. The chicken plate," he said quietly. Then paused. His fingers went into his pocket. He felt the coins. Counted them again in his mind. His voice cracked. "Actually, could you make it a half plate?" The waitress hesitated. "We don't really." "It's okay," he said quickly, embarrassed. "If that's not possible, I'll just take bread." She nodded slowly and walked away. The old man stared at the table, his reflection faint in the scratched surface. He hadn't always been like this. Once, he had owned a small repair shop. Once, people respected him. Then his wife got sick. Bills came fast. Life came faster. Now here he was asking for half a meal like it was a crime. The food arrived. A small portion. Barely enough. But to him, it looked like everything. He had taken only 2 bites when a loud voice cut through the diner. "What is this?" The restaurant owner stood near the counter, holding the receipt. His face was red with anger, eyes sharp. "Who ordered half a plate?" The old man's hands froze mid-air. I did," he said, barely audible. The owner walked over fast, shoes hitting the floor hard. "You think this is a charity?" he snapped. "You think you can just come in here and order whatever you want?" "I'm sorry," the old man whispered. "I didn't mean." "Didn't mean what?" the owner shouted. Every head in the diner turned. "If you don't have money, why are you here?" Silence fell like a heavy weight. "I have some money," the old man said, pulling out the coins. His hands shook as he placed them on the table. "It's just not enough." The owner laughed. Loud. Cruel. "So you're a beggar now," he said. "You should be ashamed. People like you ruin businesses." The old man's eyes filled with tears, but he didn't cry. He simply stared at the table. "Get out," the owner barked. "Take your coins and leave. I won't have freeloaders in my restaurant." The word freeloaders cut deeper than hunger ever could. Chairs creaked as people shifted uncomfortably. No one spoke. No one moved. Except one person. At the far end of the diner sat a young man in a leather jacket. His motorcycle helmet rested on the table beside him. He had been eating quietly, saying nothing. Watching everything. He slowly put his fork down. Stood up. The owner turned toward him. "What?" he snapped. "Got a problem?" The biker didn't raise his voice. "Yeah," he said calmly. "I do." The entire diner went silent. The old man looked up, confused. Hope flickered for a second, but he didn't trust it. The biker walked toward the booth, stopped beside the old man, and placed his hand gently on the table. "He's not leaving," the biker said. The owner scoffed. "You paying for him?" The biker reached into his wallet. "I'm paying for everyone," he said. And that was when everything changed. The owner blinked, stunned. "What did you say?" he asked. The biker didn't repeat himself. He pulled out cash, more than enough. Slowly. Deliberately. He placed it on the counter where everyone could see. I said I'm paying, he replied. And he's finishing his meal. The diner was silent, but the silence felt different now. Heavy. Watching. The owner glanced around, suddenly aware of all the eyes on him. His anger shifted into something else: embarrassment. Fine, he muttered. Whatever. He turned and walked away. The biker sat down across from the old man. Eat, he said softly. Please. The old man stared at him, unsure if this was real. You don't have to do this, he said. I don't want to be trouble. The biker shook his head. You're not trouble, he said. You're human. That was it. That single sentence broke something inside the old man. His hands shook as he picked up his fork again. This time, tears fell into his food. Silent tears. Grateful tears. I used to work, the old man said quietly. I didn't plan to end up like this. I know, the biker replied. None of us do. They ate in silence for a moment. Then the biker slid something across the table. An envelope. What's this? The old man asked. Open it later, the biker said. Just promise me something. What? When you're back on your feet, do this for someone else. The old man nodded, unable to speak. The biker stood up, grabbed his helmet, and walked toward the door. Wait, the old man called out. I don't even know your name. The biker paused. You don't need to, he said. The door closed behind him. And the diner returned to noise, but nothing felt the same anymore. The old man sat there long after the food was gone. Slowly, he opened the envelope. Inside was money. Enough to pay rent. Enough to breathe again. But more than that, it was hope. Weeks passed. The old man found work again. Small jobs. Honest work. He saved. He stood straighter. Smiled more. One evening, he walked past the same diner. He didn't go in. Instead, he crossed the street and bought food for a homeless man sitting on the curb. When he handed it over, he said the same words that saved him. You're not trouble. You're human. And somewhere down the road, a biker rode on, never knowing how far his kindness had gone. Because sometimes, a man doesn't walk out with money. He walks out with his life back.